Welcome to Manohar Chemistry YouTube channel. Today I am going to explain a solid state, which is first topic in 12th standard preparing for NEET and JEE. So one substance physical state is decided by the intermolecular forces. If intermolecular forces are very strong, in such case the substance will change from one physical state to another physical state. So one substance existing in gaseous state means in that intermolecular forces are very weak. If the substance existing in solid state means the intermolecular forces are very strong in that substance. So that's why that substance is existing in solid state. So in that solid state exclusively general characteristics of the solid state. So solids will have this type of characteristics. In that first one, solids are rigid in nature. Solids are rigid. Rigid means having fixed shape. For example, this chalk is fixed. I cannot bend this chalk, I cannot fold this chalk. Okay. So solids are rigid and have definite shape. Means a particular fixed shape will be there. For example, this chalk I am taking, chalk is in cylindrical shape. For example, you take any solid, for example, I am taking this marker. So this marker is a solid having a cylindrical shape. You take any solid substance, solid substances will have fixed shape. So in case of water, you take, water is a liquid. So if you take water in cylindrical flask, then the shape of water will be cylindrical. Taking water in cone shaped container, in such case the shape of water will be cone. So similarly the gas shape, gaseous state and shape of liquid state is not fixed. So in which vessel you are taking, such vessel, the shape of the vessel will be the shape of the water or shape of the gas. But in case of solid, for example, if I am taking this piece of chalk in cylindrical container or circular container or cone type container, in any container, so the shape of the vessel will not influence the shape of this chalk. So in everywhere the shape of solid will be fixed. So that's why it will have, solids are rigid and have definite shapes. This is first point. So then you go for second point. Intermolecular or particle distances are very short, and IMF stands for here intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces are very strong. So you see, when intermolecular particle distance means, so for example one substance is like this, in this substance, so these are intermolecular, the substance which is particles in the substance. So these particle, the distance from first particle to second particle is called intermolecular distance. This intermolecular distance is very short in case of solids. When the intermolecular distance is very short, then only the physical state will change from one form to another form. Why this intermolecular distance will be very short in case of solids means intermolecular forces are very strong. Due to strong intermolecular forces, the two constant particles will join together. When the intermolecular forces are very strong, then molecules will come closer. When molecules are come closer, then intermolecular forces also will increase. When intermolecular forces will increase, molecules will come together, then intermolecular distance. So intermolecular forces are very strong in case of solids. Next one, solids maintain their volume independent of size and shape of the container. I told you just now, solids maintain fixed shape independent of the container, in which container you are taking. That container will not influence the shape of this solid. For example, by applying any force we cannot compress this shape of the chalk. For example, you take gas, we can compress the gas, we can for example 1 liter gas is there, by compressing that we can convert that into half liter, means we can change the volume of the gas but we cannot change volume of the solid substance. So next, solids have high density. Here density is nothing but what? Density is nothing but number of moles present in given volume or number of atoms present in given volume. So here these always comparing with liquids and gases, the density of the solid will be more. Why? Because intermolecular distance is less, molecule will come closer. In unit surface area, the number of molecules or number of atoms will be more in case of solids. So that's why the density of the solids will be always more. Particles in the solid state are fixed and can only oscillate about their mean positions. So this solid particle, for example, I am taking one crystal lattice like this. So the constant particles are like this. Here one constant particle, here one constant particle, here one constant particle, like this they are. So they are very close now in solids, in very close in case of solids. The constant particles will be like this. Mean position means the distance between for example these two atoms distance is for example 5 angstroms, for example 5 angstroms. Okay, the mean means what? Sum of the components by total components. So 5 angstrom means in between two atoms 5 angstroms. So 5 angstrom divided by 2 means it is 2.5. So this is mean distance. So now you read this point. Particle in the solid state are fixed and can only oscillate about their mean positions. So they can oscillate in between this mean position. You take mean position here, you take mean position here. They can oscillate mean position means half of this means nearly it can oscillate up to 2.5 angstroms. 1 angstrom value is 10 to the power of minus 8 centimeter. 1 centimeter only very small. In the 10 to the power of minus 8 centimeter we cannot imagine very small distance they can oscillate. Just they can vibrate and they can retain its original position. They will vibrate like this and they can retain their same position. So this point indicates that. Next point, solids have negligible fluidity as compared to liquids and gases. So solids we can say there is no fluidity. Solids cannot move from one place to another place. In case of solids, that thing means solids cannot move from one place to another place. So that fluidity will be very less or negligible we can say. Next one, the diffusion of particle in solid state is negligible. Diffusion of a particle, actually this diffusion term is related with gases. The volume of gas moved from one place to another place for second, for minute, for hour, we call it as diffusion. So diffusion is equal to rate of diffusion. Rate of diffusion we will represent like this, V by T, volume of the gas, this is in given time. So in case of solids cannot diffuse from one place to another place for with respect to time. So solids will have fixed shape. In case of solids, intermolecular forces are very strong. When intermolecular forces are very strong, the atoms which are present in a solid state, they cannot escape from that intermolecular force. So that's why the diffusion of the particles in solid state we can say negligible. We cannot consider them. So these are the characteristics of the solids. Classification of solids. Solids can be broadly classified into two types. That is crystalline solids, and next one amorphous. Second one is amorphous. I am going to explain what is crystalline solid, how this crystalline solid formation will take place. In case of this crystalline solid, the constant particles, constant particles means which particles are going to form crystals, we call them constant particles. So in case of this one, constant particles may be ions, atoms or molecules. Any one of them. That may be ions, that may be atoms, that may be molecules. In case of crystalline solid, if you observe crystalline solid, so regularly long range order throughout the crystal regular long range order will be there. So we can say it will be repeated arrangement will be there. Repeated arrangement will take place. Means for example, NaCl I am taking, Na plus Cl minus, Na plus Cl minus, Na plus Cl minus. Like this, regularly long range arrangement throughout the crystal, and repeated arrangement will take place. Here Na followed by Cl, Cl followed by Na, Cl, NaCl, like this it will follow, right? Not only ionic compound, all naturally occurring solid substances are crystalline solids only. All naturally occurring solid substances are crystalline solids. For example, NaCl I am taking. NaCl is a crystalline solid substance. Example, you can take NaCl, diamond, NaCl, diamond. These all are not only ionic compounds, some covalent compounds also exist in solid state. Diamond is a covalent compound even though it exists in solid state. So there is no particular criteria to form solid substances. They should have ionic bonds only. So this one is the best example for that. So to understand crystalline solid, I am taking sodium chloride structure here, Na plus and Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, like this. So this type of arrangement will be there throughout the crystalline lattice. Here Na plus and here Cl minus, again here Na plus, here Na plus and Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus and Na plus, Cl minus, again here Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus and Na plus will takes place. So here NaCl structure I can explain in this board I can explain in 2 dimensional. So if you go this crystal lattice will be arranged in 3 dimensional. So just imagine the view of NaCl in 3 dimension. So in such case each sodium can be surrounded by 6 chlorines. At the same time each chlorine can be surrounded by 6 sodiums. How it is you see. So here this sodium may contact with one more chlorine this side, here one chlorine, here one chlorine. So top side one chlorine, this front side one chlorine and back side one chlorine. So that coordination number of Na plus is 6 here, coordination number of Cl minus also 6 here, coordination number of Cl minus and coordination number of Na plus, in both the cases it will be 6. Actually sodium chloride will follow face centered structure. It will come in upcoming classes what is face center, that all. So this will follow like this. So these crystalline solids are called true solids. These crystalline solids are called true solids. In case of NaCl, here Na plus is positive charge and Cl minus is negative charge. So this Na and Cl minus are joining together due to ionic bond here, due to strong Coulombic attraction forces, that is ionic bond. Due to ionic bond these solids are formed. So these solids are called ionic solids also. Due to attraction force between Na and Cl, so these NaCl will join together, so that we call them as ionic solids. Because of this attraction force, this type of solids, crystalline solids, melting points and boiling points are very sharp. They will have sharp melting point and sharp boiling point too. Next concept is amorphous solid. So in case of amorphous solids, the constituent particles in a crystal lattice, the constituent particles did not have a regular shape. In case of amorphous solid, the constituent particles did not have regular arrangement, So the general name of amorphous is a Greek word. So in case of Greek, so amorphous means no form. It indicates what? No form. Amorphous indicates no form actually, means regular arrangement, like in case of crystalline solids, regular arrangement will be there. We have seen sodium chloride, sodium followed by chlorine followed by sodium, like that regular arrangement will be there in case of crystalline solid. So in case of amorphous solids, regular arrangement will be not there. So in some cases, in some special cases, in some cases up to short range, means here long range order will be not there throughout, but some short range order will be there in some cases. So short range order will be appear, short range order will be appear. Short range order means some up to short distance regular order will be appear. So short range order will be available, short range order will be possible, short range order will be possible. In amorphous, if short range order is available, to short range means up to which distance, this regular arrangement is there, up to that distance the substance will behave like a solid. So in amorphous, some portion will behave like a solids. So which portion will behave like a solids, that portion we call it as crystallites, the portion we call it as crystallites. That portion, up to which portion it will behave as a crystal, that portion we call it as crystallites. So example for this amorphous solids, example for this amorphous solid is of quartz, in case of quartz and quartz glass, in case of quartz and quartz glass I am taking. So in case of quartz, this type of arrangement you will see, this type of arrangement. So in case of quartz, this type of arrangement will be there. Here these are constant particles, on each line constant particles will present like this, on each line the constant particles will present like this. Here all constant particles will present on this line. So this indicates what? Regular arrangement. In case of quartz, regular arrangement will be possible, regular arrangement is possible, so that quartz will behave like a solid, crystalline solid. So if you heat this crystalline solid, if you heat this quartz, so it will behave like a quartz glass. If you heat this quartz will behave like a quartz glass. This quartz glass is an example for amorphous. This quartz glass is an example for amorphous. So in case of amorphous, here this regular arrangement will be there, no? This regular arrangement will disturb. So this total structure will disturb and it is going to form this type of short range distances. This geometry will disturb and this will form some short range order like this. So regular pattern will be, regular pattern is not possible in case of amorphous solids. Regular pattern will be not possible in case of amorphous solids. So when you heat this quartz glass, when you heat this quartz, so regular arrangement will disturb and it is going to form quartz glass. This quartz glass is a perfect example for the short range order. You see, up to this one arrangement will be there, after this one arrangement will be there, after this some other arrangement will be there. So this arrangement as it is visible in the quartz glass? No. So that's why this long range order will be disturbed and it is going to form short range order, and the substance quartz glass is going to shift, quartz is going to form what? Quartz glass when you are heating this substance. So this substance here, this amorphous is called pseudo solids. These amorphous are called pseudo solids. They are not actual solids, they will behave like a solid, so that's why we call them pseudo solids. And here this glass is there, no? From quartz to quartz glass will come. That glass is called what? Super cooled liquid. That glass is called super cooled liquid. That gas is called super cooled liquid. So why? Because this glass will have some properties similar with liquid, so that's why we call them super cooled liquid. So if you see, in case of old buildings, just you observe the window glasses, just you observe. So top side that should be like transparent and bottom side it should be like thick. Why? Because in daytime due to sunset the glass will be more heat. So in a heat, when the glass is more heat, then in a glass that constant particle will come downside. When constant particle will come downside and they will settle down. So at night time the temperature will be less, so that's why they will settle down in downside. So that's why at bottom side it seems to be more denser and top side it seems to be less denser. So that is the difference. So that's why glasses are called what? Supercooled liquids. So some other examples for this amorphous is rubber also we can say. We can take rubber, cellulose, rubber and cellulose. These all are the examples of what? Supercooled, amorphous. These all are the example for amorphous. Distinction between crystalline and amorphous. What is the difference between crystalline and amorphous? Now we have first one is geometry. First one is geometry. So just you observe the geometry of crystalline and amorphous. The geometry of crystalline and amorphous. In case of crystalline, regular geometry will be there. In case of crystalline, regular geometry means the constant particle will arrange regularly in long range order. So because of that, regular arrangement will be takes place. In case of amorphous, regular arrangement will not takes place. So next one, melting point and boiling point. Melting point and boiling point. So in case of crystalline solids, there are sharp melting points and boiling points. In case of amorphous, sharp melting points and boiling points will be not. Next concept, isotropy and anisotropy. Isotropy and anisotropy. This is very, very important. Anisotropy and isotropy. Isotropy and anisotropy. So to understand this isotropy and anisotropy, I am taking one crystal lattice structure like this. Here circle is there, here dot, here circle and here dot. So this is arrangement, this is the arrangement of constant particles in crystalline solid I am taking. So here I am taking two directions. So this is the first direction. So in this first direction I am approaching from A to B. I am approaching from A to B. When I am approaching from A to B, just you see all constant particles arrangement is same. So when I am approaching from B to C, when I am approaching from C to D, when I am approaching from C to D, circle dot circle is there. Means in a crystalline solid, when we are approaching in different directions, different types of arrangement will be there. So this constant particle arrangement will influence some physical properties. Thermal conductivity, refractive index, such type of physical properties will be influenced by the arrangement of the constant particles in a crystalline solid. So when we have different arrangement in different directions, then the physical properties like thermal conductivity and refractive indexes also will change in different directions. So in different directions, different arrangement and different physical properties are there. Such type of phenomenon is called anisotropy. Such type of phenomenon is called anisotropy. In all directions same arrangement will be there. In such case we call them as isotropy. So anisotropy is a property of crystalline solid. Anisotropy is a property of crystalline solid. So in case of amorphous, anisotropy will be not possible. They are isotropes. So next property is cleavage. So with sharp knife you are going to cut this crystalline solid. You can able to cut smoothly, means we can able to cut two equal halves effectively. But in case of amorphous solids, we cannot cut that much effectively. So cleavage is easy in case of crystalline solid. Cleavage is not that much easy in case of amorphous. Now we are going to summarize the difference between crystalline and amorphous solids. So based on these characteristics, we are going to summarize. We are going to differentiate both of them. In first column, correct characteristic I am taking. Second one crystalline solid and third one amorphous. So with respect to nature of arrangement, so the nature of arrangement, how it will be in case of crystalline solid and how it will be in amorphous solid. So we have seen already here, nature of arrangement means the arrangement of constant particles we have to consider. In case of crystalline solid, the constant particle arrangement will be regular. So in case of amorphous, it is not regular. Regular mode. Means of course we can say one more point also here. In case of this one, nature of arrangement will be long range order. In case of this one, it is short range order. So next one, shape. So in case of crystalline solid, they will have fixed shape. They will have fixed shape and definite shape. Fixed shape and that is definite shape. Fixed shape and definite shape. So this shape is not fixed shapes. They have irregular shapes. Irregular shape. So next nature of this one is a true solid. So these are true solids. So these are pseudo solids. These are pseudo solids. These are pseudo solids we can say. Next one, order of long range order of arrangement. Long range order of arrangement. Long range order of arrangement. They have long range order of arrangement, and these amorphous solids will have short range order of arrangement. 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 Crystalline solid, these are anisotropic. These are anisotropy. These are anisotropic. These are isotropic. These are isotropic. What is anisotropy? What is isotropic? I told you already. So melting point, they have sharp melting point. Crystalline solids will have sharp melting point. They have sharp melting point, and they have certain range of temperature. They have certain range of temperature. They have certain range of temperature. T stands for temperature here. Next one, rigidity. So these crystalline solids are rigid. These crystalline solids are rigid, and they are not rigid means distorted. Not rigid. These are not rigid, distorted. So cleavage, we can cleave them. So they undergo clean cleavage. They undergo clean cleavage when you cut. So in case of clean cleavage, in case of amorphous, clean cleavage is not possible. Fission enthalpy will be more here. Fission enthalpy will be less here. Why? Because here strong attraction forces will be there. Here weak attraction forces will be there. So that's why here fission enthalpy will be more. So these crystalline solids will have definite enthalpy values. They will not have definite enthalpy values.